Hey, so I'm coming back with a follow-up video. It's 3:08 later on Friday afternoon, and I got back about, I don't know, an hour ago or so, and I just got done with my laundry, so that's done before the weekend, so I don't have that to worry about. Of course, this weekend I will have to look for work. And this message, I think it's really important for me to get this through to all the perps that were involved. I think I obviously by what you guys do, you show that you devalue my life. I'm not here to make jokes. I'm a person who is older, and I need to be very serious about, what's going on in my life. So, like for example, today's job interview that luckily didn't happen. I need to find work. And when I go to job interviews that are a waste of my time, I'm wasting gas. And for somebody who's not working, I have other things to do with my money than piss it away. So please don't mess with my shit. Especially right now, it's at a critical time. I need to get back on my feet. And, I have no clear path. And it's understandable, and I'm going to explain why. When you are a victim of human trafficking / gang stalking, you've created issues all over the place. And there's certain people who may not be understanding of what's going on at the current moment. And I put my case in well. And I didn't want to be stuck in this situation where, I'm tired of doing the kind of work that I've been doing, okay? And I accept it, because it's what I've been doing for the longest time. And it was the one skill that I had that could transcend to different things, But the problem with it is, and I could have continued doing it forever, but the stupid politics that got involved in what happened in my life, it became a nightmare, okay? And it became a clash with my personality. What I mean by that is, I have no problem doing books. Okay, but you guys kept picking at my personality, you picked at my religion, you picked at every single thing, and it made it seem as though I was unworthy and unfit for the kind of work that I was doing. Now, it's not the kind of work that I was doing, because I could work that anywhere, but that's not my thing. I mean, I really do want to be more creative, and I really do like the industry. When it comes to industry, I'm all about the marijuana industry. I think it's great. But the issue is that you basically picked apart my life to where everything is scattered, and you've made a political issue out of something that should have never been made an issue out of. So that creates problems for somebody who's 52 years old. Okay, and I really need to get moving, and it really bothers me that people think they can just throw my life up in the air and have no regard for who I am as a person. But I do need to start looking for work. And I've been looking for work anyway, but I'm talking about serious work. The reason why I fill out these applications on Indeed.com is because I'm required to do so. Okay, you cannot expect me to have a clear idea as to what I'm doing. Now, when I first moved to this community, I had a clear idea of what I was doing. I was looking for work, you know what I mean? And I knew what kind of work I was going to try to get, and I was doing the best I could. Now, mind you, I knew these people were intercepting my employment even back then. I figured that out. Okay, but at least I knew what I was doing, and there was no reason for me to have any sort of fear or agitation, and there was no limitations onto what I could have done. Now, I understand there was a racism issue that went on back here, but still, other than the race issue, I could have had a flourishing life here in this community without this stupid campaign that got brought against me. It was unnecessary. It was unnecessary, okay? But and the thing is, I've known several people who used to smoke weed. I don't used to like calling it weed, but I call it marijuana, I call it marijuana or cannabis, okay? I think weed is kind of it sounds like a dirty word. But, and I knew them. I'm not gonna mention their names, okay? But they work, and I would never divulge their name either, because I think that's their business. And even though marijuana is legal, I just don't think it's something that people sometimes judge you on it. Like, I know sometimes, like for example, I've seen Christians that do not believe in drinking alcohol. Okay? Now, I'm talking at all. Some people, there's Christian people who drink it during like communion or some like a celebration or whatever. They'll set aside and they'll partake in some alcohol. Oh, they might even drink it on the weekends or whatever. But there are some sick Christian groups or sects that do not believe in alcohol and will judge you badly just because they saw you drinking like a cocktail on Facebook. Seriously. That's how they are. And there's, some people are like marijuana. In their back of their mind, they're thinking back in the days where marijuana had a very negative connotation to it. And now, people are looking at it a little differently. You know what I mean? People are starting to see the benefits of it. And it has become legal. It has become legal. You know what I mean? Which means that people may not like it, but they really should not have any reason to mistreat you, even though there's people who are always going to. But what I'm saying is marijuana has become more socially acceptable. And people really aren't seeing it as bad as they used to. You know what I mean? But like I said, there's some people I know who work in accounting who smoke marijuana. I tend to get, because of this, I'm sorry, I'm going to call this group of people that I know, that I was associated with or whatever, this network, I'm going to call them a little incompetent when it comes to how they handle things. But and I don't want to cut anyone down because I feel like I've said enough, and I meant what I said. But at the same time, what this video is about is that I need to figure out what I'm doing, and it's very difficult to do that when I have people, pushing their agenda on me. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, it's not my I'm not responsible for whatever issues you guys created. You know what I mean? Whatever deals or ideas or plots or schemes or whatever, and then trying to put the blame on me and make me responsible for something. I'm not responsible for that. I've been contesting whatever it is that you guys started doing or put into place since day one. You know what I mean? I value my life. I'm all I have, obviously. And so, I have to think about my future. And unfortunately, people really didn't care about what was going on with my life and kind of just threw it up in the air. I do care. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of people who smoke marijuana and who are in, high level, professions or whatever. But seriously, I don't think that my personality, I always knew that my personality was not compatible with like people within this social group. Now, mind you, I think I was friendly at first before all the mobbing started. Like, I was able to get along with people, and I remember joking and talking and laughing and feeling comfortable with people. Okay, but did I ever feel like these are the kind of people I want to bring into my house and get close to and tell my secrets to and share like certain parts of my life with? No. You know what I mean? Because I have a different view on certain things. And when it comes to work, all you have to do is be polite and get along and do as other people are instructing you to do, and handle the tasks that you're given or delegate tasks or whatever. You don't have to be their buddy friend. You know what I mean? And I think what you guys did was you created an issue where it really shouldn't have happened. And I paid the price for it. You know what I mean? But what it does bring to light is that, I need to get serious. And I really don't need people like thinking that this sort of thing is funny. I honestly think when people do that they're very sick. I don't know who Trisha is, but I lost respect for her. She probably knew that I did need to be brought into that job interview. I don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, when it comes to an industry that I wanted to work in, I would say the marijuana industry does interest me. It does interest me. And because I feel like, when I'm feeling upbeat and happy, I feel as though that's a good environment for me to be in. Like I said, like, doing the sales exchange with people and then really understanding the industry, the ins and outs of the industry, which is something I've had an interest in. And there was a time where I actually thought about buying my own or starting my own business, learning how to cultivate it myself and that sort of stuff. Maybe that's something I'll learn, if I get into that, which is something I'd like to do. But for me, making any plans, every day I feel like I'm just kind of sitting around like not knowing. I have no idea because my brain is spun out on what happened. Okay? On trying to figure out, okay, how do I get my footing in on this? Who can I trust? Who is it that I can trust? Okay, and don't think that, like I said, because I know who my perps are, that it makes me feel any better. Okay, you just showed a side of me that freaks me the fuck out. That makes me never want to see you again and mean it. You know what I mean? So you have to understand, I'm seeing some sort of like religious fanaticism, some sort of extreme bullying to the point of where you want to push my back against the wall and have me dead. Okay? I understand what gang stalking and human trafficking is, and so when somebody enacts that sort of stuff on you, you're just like, fuck, what the hell? So it's not like a regular job search, where somebody could just like, feel safe about, going into a job interview or not feeling like they're set up for harassment. When you do that, you're setting me up for harassment. Okay? To me, at this point, wearing a uniform, unless, of course, it's something that really is the case, which I would not purposely go out and look for a job that wears a uniform. It is kind of, it's abuse, especially since you know how I feel about it. So anyway, so I just, things are getting very difficult for me right now, and it gets very confusing for me. I shouldn't have a bad reputation. I should not have to sit here and worry about whether people are going to accept who I am or not. Now I understand there's always a race issue. You know what I mean? That's it. But as far as who I am and my character, I honestly just can't even understand how people were even told to think that badly of me when you look at who you guys are. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are, I'm sorry, to me you guys are immoral. And like I said, everything is always subjective. That's my view. You don't force people into marriage, you don't tell people what to do, you don't threaten people's lives, you don't dictate another human being who's an adult. I mean, the things that you guys do is just like, it's like, what in the world? It's like demonic to me. As a matter of fact, I do believe it is demonic. So I get a little bit, I'm terrorized by what you guys did. Really, I am. I'm really disturbed by it. So, but I need to not play the game anymore. I mean, I understand you guys probably hate me so much that you don't care if I end up out in the street or something like that happens, because you guys wouldn't have done this shit in the first place. But I really do need to get my life together. Okay? And I can't do it when I feel as though I'm being set up or whatever. You may not agree with my lifestyle. And I never really wanted it up for debate. I'm sorry that somebody made my lifestyle up for debate. It's not up for debate. It's not. It's called privacy. It's called my rights, and this is who I am, and I found it very difficult to, I would say since like the 90s, well, let's see. Maybe the early 2000s, that's when I came to really understand who I was. Like, I knew that I really didn't like all the drama that went on with people and their over-obsessing about their image and their status. And, and I understand, you have to have money in order to survive. I fully get it. Okay. But I don't want to be one of those people who is, I don't know. I don't want to be a reflection of what I see in the world. It's a problem. It's a big, big problem. I want to live a decent life. I want to be good. As good as I can be. I know it sounds like crazy, but I don't know. When I see other people and their behavior, I am so like repulsed by it. I could never imagine like me dictating what another person does and then bragging about it and getting a charge out of bullying somebody. I could not do something like that. I couldn't, and I told you, like, when I was a kid and I did that to somebody, and then I started having like really bad regrets to where I'm really sad that I did something like that to another human being, even though we were kids and it's a long time ago, and she forgave me. And I think that's probably what stings the most, because I really don't think somebody like that should do. I mean, I wasted a person's time, meaning she missed out on certain parts of her life. And I missed out on years of my life, a decent life, because of people who thought it was their responsibility, their duty, or even their business to do what they did. But I've got things to do. I need to find a job. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking, how am I going to do this when I feel like, people have this negative image of me? I can't change that. You know what I mean? I have the right to be who I am. I'm not the one who's wrong. I'm not the one who violates. I'm not the one who bullies. I don't, and I really don't want to deal. I don't want any part of that religion. Either one. Okay. I don't want to be Christian, and I don't want to be Jehovah's Witness. I believe I know what's right and wrong. I'm not saying my way is right. I'm not saying Maria's conservative religion. I have no intentions of doing that. You know what I mean? But I find more empowerment, more meaning in my life to go by what I understand. You know what I mean? And I am somebody who's constantly in a state of prayer or whatever. That's just who I am. I prefer that more than anything else in the world. But anyway, so I need to, and it's hard for me. I cannot focus on my life when I feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. You're going to a kitchen and you want to make something and there's like 50 million people in there and you're just like, okay, I'm really just want to put my pot on the stove and start cooking, but this person's occupying the space or this whatever. It's like you guys are occupying the space. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm confused. You know what I mean? And plus, I don't know anybody. Like I said, you guys made it to the point, got it to the point where, everybody I meet, then somehow they got absorbed by the network, and then you polluted the town, and it's just, hey, this is not a regular job search, it just isn't, and I would like very much for my life to get back on track, and I would like for it to get back on track hopefully before September, because I really need to get back to work. You know what I mean? And really, it's not that. I need to get back to work, and I need to be, even though I question their sincerity, I do need to not spend so much time here in my house alone. It's just, and I'm going to be upfront, because of this depression, and me not really knowing how to focus my energies because of the confusion of all these people, I don't have any motivation to really care. Like you guys don't. I mean, if whoever owns a business in this town, I'm going to tell you guys, what these people have done, don't make sure that your name is never associated with something like this, ever. Now, what I mean by that is don't ever enact this sort of garbage out on somebody else as a business owner or whatever, because you literally destroy a person's life by doing so. And then people are like, oh, it's no. First of all, I would like to say this is not my fault. And I know you guys would like to say, well, if you didn't smoke marijuana, and if you weren't a Christian, if you were a Jonah, I have every right to. I have every right to. This is the first time I've ever talked about marijuana use on my channel. So it's not like, I've ever tried to be confrontational about it or whatever. Or even make an issue of it. But I'm getting to the point where it's like, okay, I keep going to these job interviews and these game playing, like these people wearing their dummy uniforms or whatever. I would never just stop. Okay, just stop. I don't want to deal with that, and I deserve to have respect. I'm a respectable person. I deserve to I know. I look at what you guys do. This is why I'm saying why the world is topsy-turvy. I don't believe people who do what you guys do deserve any respect. Especially since you've proven yourselves to be hypocrites. And I'm not trying to just talk shit, but the fact is I find it very difficult not to talk shit after everything I experienced. But anyway, if you're not going to be helpful in helping me find, because I know you guys just trying to find jobs and shit, that's what you guys do. If you guys can't be helpful in doing what I need to do and what's really right for me and what I really feel like I would excel at and what's really going to matter to another employer, then at least you could do is step out of my way. Okay, I'm not responsible for your guys' issues. I'm not responsible to change my life for the sake of another human being. Okay, I can't even imagine somebody even thinking something that illogical. That's illogical. You know, if I wanted to be like you guys, I would have been like hanging out with you guys all this time. I made an effort to like put some distance between everyone. When I left organized sports, I didn't keep in contact with Karen, except for one time when I needed to get something like some disability thing or taken care of or whatever. I mean, you guys do things to make people feel like miserable. And you violate all these laws and rules, and you run over people, and you like do everything to like destroy people's reputation, and you think that you'd want to, like, it blows my mind. My mind is blown, okay? But anyway, the point of this video, please stay out of my employment, unless, of course, you're going to be helpful and try to make amends. And if you can't, like I said, get out of the way. And then take your little campaign with you, because I really don't need to suffer from it anymore. And then also, I was going to share, you know, my history with marijuana a little bit, but then I decided, no, that's a video for another day. Really don't need to go into it. But I've been feeling like I need to start living out who I really am. And what I mean by that is like, you know, it gets very burdensome being associated with people who have views and then keep trying to force something on you that you're repelled by. Okay? Like the religion thing, and then people who literally disrespected me on every level, and then they get angry and expect me to want to be in a relationship with them. You know? And I can't tell you how disgusting that is to me. It's like, what the hell? And no. You know. I really do need to get on with my life. You know? And it's hard to. It really is. It's like, because you don't know what it is. And the dumb game playing. You know, I have the right to, if I choose to wear my own clothes, or if I was looking for a job in an office or something, I do have the right to wear my clothes. You shouldn't have this stupid campaign. It's not funny to bully a person. It's bullying. It is bullying me if I feel like I don't want to wear a uniform. I really don't. But like I said, if I had to wear a uniform to work in the cannabis industry, I think I would do it. You know what I mean? I know I've seen some of them wear the little shirts or whatever. I don't particularly like the shirts, but, you know, but at least it would be an environment that I like. You know, the good outweighs the bad, you know. But then I've seen some where people do wear their own clothes. It doesn't, I don't know. But I would rather do that. And in Bakersfield, there's not a lot of industries that appeal to me. You know, like I'm not into oil and gas. I like agriculture, but you know, I remember when I was looking for agricultural jobs after leaving the farmer's place, I just got nothing but run around from those people, because that was the first industry that they polluted, right? Because obviously I was working in agriculture, and they're going to make sure I don't work in another. They're going to just mess my name up and everything else, whatever. So the best industry I think fit right now would be for me to focus on, you know, the cannabis industry and things that are related to it, things that represent free lifestyle, free thinking. That's what I need to do. You know, I've been completely unhappy for a very, very long time. Even when I was making good money, I was unhappy, severely depressed. You know, it's been hell. I can't tell you, it's been hell in this network. It literally has just destroyed me mentally, emotionally, in every other way. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I wish that you guys don't cause me any more harm. I'm really tired of it. I do not deserve it. I certainly don't need to be harassed. There is no one that I'm romantically interested in. Okay? I believe that you should take care of your body as much as you possibly can. You know what I mean? You should look as good as you feel, or at least try to. You know what I mean? That's just my spiritual principle. And you really, when you think about Christianity, that should be yours too. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it's based on scripture. Okay? You can sit here and try to like justify being overweight all you want to, but that's not what the scripture says. And I'm not bashing you guys. I'm just saying this is just another one of your hypocritical things that I've said and paid the price for. Okay? You guys do things that it's just shocking. It's just absolutely shocking. And I've been suffering for like the last 8 years, and it's been insane. You know? So anyway. You know, I'm right now, I'm kind of feeling like a jack of all trades. You know, I kept thinking, okay, well, I need a job, and it would be great to work in the cannabis industry, but what am I going to do in the meantime? What if I can't? Maybe I could do some part-time work, or maybe I could do some, I kept thinking, okay, in order to do these writing things, like the copy and content writing, somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn, and I wasn't really ready to deal with the perp thing. It makes me very afraid to interact with people who've abused you, and you don't want to deal with one of their little flying monkeys. So there was a while, I would say 3 weeks ago, I was just shut in. I was a shut in for dealing with my mental issues that have been caused by this issue. So I didn't send anything back. But the thing is that when this particular course talks a lot about how the structure of these professional advertising events are supposed to be. But what the course doesn't cover, like I said, is like software programs that you use. And so I kept thinking, well, maybe I should just go ahead and dive right in. Even though, like, for example, when I was younger, accounting. It's like, you learn accounting, but you learn accounting like by a textbook. No one taught me the software. So when I got there, I learned it on my own. And there's a lot of people who learn software programs on their own. Like, a person who steps out of college and they've learned the textbook. Now, maybe they might have introduced the software part in college now. I don't know. Okay, but that was a while ago, they didn't do that. So it was like you learned the textbook version of accounting. But when you got to the job, you either get additional training on how to do the software, or you had to learn on the job. You know what I mean? And in this case, I don't know, a lot of the, the different web spots and stuff. I'm familiar a little bit with Wix, but the other ones, I really don't know them, and so it's not like, I have years and years and years of experience in this. Now, I can write content. That's not a problem. I'm a good writer. And I can hear people tell me their stories and stuff like that, and I'm just like, just stories, just shit just comes out of my head. Easily. Not a problem. Okay, but it's like structuring. It's like, how do you do this? So I kept thinking, well, maybe I could look and talk to somebody. Maybe I'll do some pro bono work for them. Like, just maybe send out, maybe do some landing pages or some like email professional, something, just so I get my experience, get my feet wet. That's an issue. You know what I mean? And who am I going to call? I don't know anyone because my social network's been cut off. I'm telling you, this transition in my life is not an easy one. Okay, and it would be easy if I knew people. I don't know anyone. Not anyone who didn't betray me, right? Who can I trust? So, I've got a lot on my plate. So please do not obstruct me any more than what you have. Do not create any more problems for me than what you have. Because you've created so many problems for me. It's ridiculous. That are unjustified and unnecessary. I will tell you, I'm not interested in Bruce. Okay, I haven't seen Bruce, haven't talked to Bruce, I don't know anything about him. I don't talk to Joel. I don't know the singer guy. You know what I care about is being safe. And also, my brother, I don't want anything to do with him. Okay, this whole thing is it's like twisted off and sick to me. It's like a big fucking weird cult is what it is. And cult is the operative word here. And I'm the one who's being persecuted. It's insane. Topsy-turvy, crazy shit. Anyway, so I'm going to get off here and contemplate my life. And I will be back with another video sometime later. Take care. And not take care for the perps, okay? But, same old sign off. Take care. Bye.